Welcome to another episode of First Down by CoachTools. Today I have Coach James Tabor from Premier Inspired Athletes. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So today, Coach Tabor and I, we're going to talk a little bit about his playing experience going from high school to college and the pros, and also about his diverse coaching career at the high school, small college, and JUCO levels. So to kick things off, Coach, can you just share with the audience a little bit about yourself and maybe about your coaching career?
All right, yes. I grew up in Warren, Ohio, and that was, it's a big football town. Definitely got a lot of history there. Played at Warren Harding High School. Um, I was able to, go to play college football from there. I played football at Harper Junior College. From Harper Junior College, I spent a little bit of time at Mount Union. And then I also played at West Liberty University in West Virginia. I played there for 3 years. I played for Coach Walleye, who's my head coach, Coach Crow, the offensive coordinator, Coach Hop, who's my offensive line coach. From West Liberty, I transferred to Friends for my last year. And then I played for Coach Lou, who's my head coach, who's definitely known as an NAIA legend. So I definitely got to give credit to him and Coach Welsh, who recruited me, and Coach Beers, my strength coach. And so at Friends, I would give Friends one of the places where it helped me get to where playing professional football. As at Friends, going in my senior season, I was a preseason first team All-American, preseason first team All-Conference guy, and then I was able to play in the Division I FCS Bowl. And so the Division I FCS Bowl is what kind of was allowed me to get an NFL Pro Day. And so at my NFL Pro Day, I was able to work out for 7 teams. And so from there, I ended up not getting picked up, but I was able to sign an arena contract with the Salina Liberty. And so I played for the Salina Liberty for 4 years, and then I also spent some time in the AFL with the Cleveland Gladiators in 2017. And so, I was able to finish on my playing career, played my last season in 2021. And so I kind of, within this last year, kind of decided that, I was going to retire. And so now it's really kind of been the full focus now I can give to coaching football and training, because while I was playing arena ball, I was kind of balancing basically I was a jack of all trades. I was balancing 3 different jobs where I'm playing arena ball, I'm coaching high school ball, and then coaching college ball. And then obviously I'm running Premier Inspired Athletes. And so I started Premier Inspired Athletes right around the time of me preparing to play for professional football. Started in May of 2016, probably about a week and a half after I graduated college, because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And my strength coach, Coach Beard, he left for Texas, and when he left for Texas, he told me, he's like, man, you need to start training these guys here in Wichita. And so one of the guys he passed me along was Marcus Hicks. And so Marcus Hicks at the time, he's at the end of his freshman year. He's now at Oklahoma, but we started training. He started out, he was 205. And then we trained for about 7-8 weeks. He got to 230. And so, when I seen that, I was like, man, like it kind of made me start believing in what I'm doing. And so, before his sophomore year, he got his first scholarship offer to Oklahoma State. And so when he got that, it kind of was like, okay, I really need to start training kids. And so during that time, that's when I started coaching football. And so the summer of 2016, I got my first coaching job, and I got hired by Wichita East. And so Coach Kaufman gave me an opportunity to be the offensive line coach, fresh out of college. And so, which was great, because I was able to get into the game early, and something that I've always wanted to do. Me coming from Warren, that's what taught me football. That's where I fell in love with the game. And, I always told myself, like, when I'm done playing, I want to coach football. And so, I was able to start that. I went from being the offensive line coach in a year, my first year, to in the JV office coordinator. To my second year, I became the varsity officer coordinator, and also became the strength coach there. And so I was able to do that, and I was balancing PI athletes and playing arena ball, and then as a PI athlete started growing, I got my first college job after that year. I got hired at my alma mater, Fringe University. Coach Manilli gave me opportunity to come be the defensive line coach, and also work heavily in recruiting. And so I started doing that in 2018, and then my job grew. As my first year, we had a pretty solid year. My defensive line group did, and you know I ended up becoming the head strength coach there, and I got to run my own strength program. And then I became the junior college recruiting coordinator. I was able to develop a lot of relationships with a lot of junior colleges across the country. I was able to bring in close to 30 guys, junior college guys in 2 years. From a lot of California kids. I was able to recruit North and South California JUCOs, and then also doing our national, just being on like our national recruiter, where I signed a lot of California high school kids. Signed a lot of kids from like southern states. Recruit Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Tennessee, and then also like Alabama, and then recruit like Ohio, like in the Midwest and stuff like that. And so, I definitely was able to get a lot of guys from the national places just to come to Wichita. And so, going that second year, that's probably my best year just to coach as my defensive line. I have all four of my defensive linemen were all conference, and then one of them, Jeremiah Farnes, was first team All American, and he was the second in sacks in NAIA, and then he broke our school record for sacks, which was held by Dexter Davis, who played in the CFL. And so Farnes broke it with 14 and a half sacks. And now he's playing for the New England Patriots. So he's in year 2 with the Patriots now. So, but during that time, like I said, I was able to grow PI athletes. And going to 2020, I kind of went full time with PI athletes, where this was kind of my thing. You just that in an arena. And so PI athletes has really taken off since then. As now I have 45 guys playing college football on college football rosters this fall, and then 46 if you count is obviously the NFL. So it's definitely a great time. Just seeing the guys that came through my program, and just through we do from one thing about me is what I learned is just from growing up in Warren, it's just about chasing your dreams and trying to get to the next level, and not just the next level as far as just playing, just the next level of life. And so that's something that I've always really been passionate about. I was making it out of Warren, but also not just making it out of Warren, but helping the kids and the people that are my people, get up out of there or just getting to that next level, but also installing that into the guys I work with. And so that's one thing that I really take a lot of pride in with PI athletes, is helping my guys reach the next level and the rest level as in football, but also in the next level of life. And so we definitely have something I definitely feel like that's only growing and only getting better, and it's definitely a blessing to be a part of.
For sure. So, I mean, you're kind of the epitome of going and chasing your dreams, going from high school to starting out with JUCO and then obviously making it pro. So, what advice would you give to maybe a younger high school athlete who's looking to take that next step, or even just get recruited in general?
I mean, the one thing I'll always say is, I believe that, man, you just need to have a plan and have a vision, and seek that vision all the way out through. Because for a lot of guys, I mean, everybody wants to get somewhere, but like a lot of people don't. I mean, get to a certain level, but a lot of people don't have that actual plan or actual vision to get there. So what I always tell guys is, man, and chase your dreams, man. Like, and don't let nobody stop you from doing it, because there's gonna be on that journey. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna tell you like, "Hey, you can't do this," or "That's impossible," or "This couldn't happen." But I mean, if you believe in it, I mean, you just got to see it all the way through and put the work in for it. Because the one thing about it is never going to be handed to you. But if you put the work in and put the effort to reach your dreams, man, excuse me, it definitely can happen.
Yeah.
And and that's the one thing, especially being young. I mean, if you're especially for high school kids, I mean, the biggest thing, man, is especially with starting with the grades in the classroom is like, man, like you need to make sure that like you keep in like especially now with the ACT not being uh an issue for a lot of guys. I mean, excuse me, that your GPA, you want to keep your GPA high
Yeah.
and start out early because because even if you don't even make it to Division 1, I mean, having a high GPA with the Division 2s, NAIs, you're going to get so much more academic money than somebody else could, and so that's only going to allow you to have a better scholarship package and to keep you from spending a lot of money for school. And
Yeah.
so, the one thing I tell my guys is just early, especially guys I start with, that are freshmen or eighth grade, going to be freshmen or sophomore guys, like keeping your GPA up high now, and then starting marketing yourself, like especially guys that are on the field, like you want to constantly be marketing yourself, like with your film, with your workouts. I mean, now we got with the platform we have now with like Twitter. I mean, it's like Twitter can change your life literally in a day, literally. And I've seen it. I've seen it. Like I said, like with all
Yeah.
the guys that have playing college football, like and being a part of like all their like recruiting processes, like I've seen guys literally their like some of their lives change like that just off of like a highlight video of or a workout tape or guy running track, like all that stuff matters. So just putting yourself out there is key because I mean a lot of people talk about it matters about where you're at and what level you're how big the competition is and like I feel like 10, 15 years ago, like when you mean marketing was hard and even past then, like, yeah, if you're not in a place that really is being noticed, like it's gonna be hard to get noticed. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to camps or unless you're really putting yourself out there. But if you're in an area where, like, for instance, like being from Warren, I mean, we have so many college coaches that come in and out of there that even me being undersized, like I'm only like 6'1", 6'2" on a great day. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, but like I was able to be in front of a lot of coaches like daily. And so because of that, like I feel like that's something that really helped me like be seen because, coaches coming in just to see us work out or coming to a game or just walking through the halls, like you see that every day. And so, but I mean, for somebody, for instance, in my area, like maybe they were from a smaller school, I mean, the same coach that come to Harding may not stop at your school. You know what I mean? Because Harding's a Division 1 school, so and they're known for talent versus maybe a school that was Division 5 or Division 6, and they may have not had a lot of guys come that through there. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now with social media, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you find guys in some of these schools in some of these small towns that they're athletic freaks. You know what I mean? And I see it even here in Kansas, where I mean, there's a lot of small town kids that I mean, you see in these towns that may have 5, 10,000 people, and this kid can run a 10-5. I mean, or this kid is 6'6" or 6'7". So, the biggest thing, like I said, just marketing, getting noticed, going to camps, putting yourself out there in social media, reaching out to coaches, keeping your highlights updated, and like I said, the number one thing is those grades, keeping your grades high because that right there can really make or break you right there.
Yeah. And you're totally right. As for me, I was a Division 3 guy. I played at Gettysburg College, and
Okay.
you're totally right. Like just having good grades opens up so many different avenues for you. And you're like you were saying earlier with you starting out at the JUCO and Division 2 and Division 3 levels, like that, I'm sure that helps kind of get you started towards your path of going pro. So 100% agree on that. And before we hop off here, coach, any last words of advice or just anything you left out in our conversation you wanted to share?
I mean, hey, the one thing I would say is like what we always say, man, is man, keep going. Hey, even if you're in a position where right now you don't have, I mean, for especially for high school guys, man, if you don't have any offers, or you made your career, it may not be going the way it is, or I mean, keep going, because the thing about it is, like, it's not where you start at, it's where you finish. Because I've seen every year where you see guys, even guys that end up at the Division II or Division III level. Like, now, it doesn't matter where you start at, what college you go to. Man, it's about getting on the field and going somewhere that where not only just get on the field, but where I can get a great education. Because the one thing about it is, what I learned is, man, you can go to the biggest school, but you may not have got a lot out of that. That's going to put you for your next step of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so the one thing I always tell my guys, man, is finding a place that cares about you and that's going to put you in the right position to win. And so that's why I tell God, man, keep going and keep grinding. Like, no matter what your situation is now, man, it can always get better. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah,
like, man, if you keep grinding, you keep going, man. This thing is, it's man, life is a marathon, man. It's not a race. A lot of people want things now and they want things right away, but it's like, if you stay on that grind and you stay on the path of whatever your vision is, man, of where you want to go, man, God will allow you to see it through if you put the effort into it.
definitely. That's great advice there, and I can definitely resonate with that. Being a Division III guy too. So, Coach, really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your advice here and your story. Thank you again, and best of luck as you're helping some of these guys get recruited.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate you taking the time of your day, man. It was great talking to you, man. And like I said, it's definitely great to be on your podcast.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thanks.
Thank you.